something I knew from our keynote speakers' writing, and something I've seen from our wonderful performers. Rajat and Tracy, please welcome them.
Are you happy with your performance today?
Well, be very honest with you. I never feel satisfied. I always feel I miss something, or I messed up anywhere or not. I kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I'm happy or not, but I'm not satisfied. Never. I always find something is wrong. Like maybe I missed some notes, or maybe I missed the lyrics or anything. That's why I'm kind of, whenever I see my performance videos, I always think that, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do this time? And the thing is, I never had any typical musical background or musical training. So, yeah, I never had. She teach me some technique to support during singing the high notes. But I never had any typical training for the classical music or classical vocal training. I never had. So that's why I'm also a little bit, you can say, I sometimes I get a little bit worried that did I sing right or did I miss something?
Next question is, when and how did you start your singing career in Taiwan?
In Taiwan?
Yeah.
Well, first thing that I'm not really calling it a career or something. It is something which really makes me feel stable, And how did it start? Well, I came in Taiwan in 2012. On 2012, I started my PhD. And at that time, I didn't really had any group or any friends with whom I can do something. But anyway, I wanted to perform, so I tried to do some solo acts on our school's international events, or I try to find some events on like in Taipei, in some other places. But I didn't really feel that much satisfied with that too, because those things I didn't really wanted to do, because most of the places, if I do solo act, I need to do the typical, the popular culture things like Bollywood songs or something. In 2013, in March, there was a event of Holi. We call it Holi. It's like a festival of color. I met her, and she was doing the sound check. I'm the sound engineering at the time. And then I met her. We talked, and later I tell her that since she is a jazz singer, so I asked her maybe she can help me to help me to overcome this problem of my singing high notes. Then we started talking. Then she started giving me some lessons, and then we decided that why don't we try something different.
What kind of music do you usually perform?
Here, mostly folk music. Mostly folk music. That's what we always do. Like 99% of cases. But we very rarely performed any pop cultural things or something. I think we never did.
What did you find in Taiwanese audience?
What did I find in them? Well, mostly I think is that they listen and they're really curious. Especially you see, we had two types of performances. One is like we are part of a big event. We have only 5 or 10 minutes, and then we just sing and we go out. So at that time, I'm not sure how much we can interact, because I personally, what I prefer and what we do, like today we had 1 hour, and we talk about the background of the songs. We make them understand. We try to make them understand that this is the meaning. And we usually have a PPT, and we have the translation and everything, and we try to interact with them. So what I see that they're really curious, and I see that they're interested, and somehow I feel that we try to make them think, and if they think after listening to us, then I think that's the most important thing for me, personally speaking. And I hope we make them think that there is something else. Yeah, I think so.
What would you like to do?
Well, right now my present situation is that I'm still, almost in the end of my PhD. But if possible, I like to continue my research as long as possible. And if I find any postdoctoral position or something, maybe I will do it. Because since I've spent way too much time behind my electronics study or something, then I should use it for a while. Something like that.
For a while.
Yeah, as long as I can, because I have spent too much money behind this, so I should use it.
Okay.
Yeah, what can I say? But if possible, I don't know. I like to keep this music of ours as long as possible, because by far this is the best thing happened to me after coming here, to be honest.
How do you pick the songs that you want to perform?
Oh, it depends actually. I mean,
Depends on different events,
different events, yeah.
different theme.
Different events, we pick the different themes. Sometimes we choose like a mixed theme where we want to focus on like particular themes, like for example, some cases we only want to talk about the songs which is related to the Baul music, or some places we want to talk about the songs of the northeast region, or sometimes we want to only talk about the songs of Tagore, or songs of Nazrul. There's another poet. And sometimes for example, also we like to talk about like the songs which has some influence of Sufism or something like that. It depends. I mean, it could be anything. For this event particularly, well, since we choose kind of a generalized theme, something like that. We wanted to cover like samples from different musics, but we were not able to cover all because there are so many.
Main type of songs that you want to let others know.
Well, see, mostly as I can tell you that personally I'm not that much familiar with other types. I know very little, and from my knowing and from my knowledge, which I know very little, we usually try to focus on Baul. There is Bhatiyali, Bhawaiya also there. Also some songs of the northeast region, and also sometimes we focus on the songs of of Tagore and Nazrul and something like that. And also sometimes we focus on the songs which has the influence of Sufism, or or it has the influence of the spirituality, something like that. It depends. It's not like that we have any particular favorite type or something. We try to do, mostly we rely on our feelings. Whenever we feel something that we can do this, we just do. We don't really have any rules or something like that.